Hey guys, so I know a lot of people sorry for the background noise. I know a lot of people they worry about their first time in therapy, and seeing how I just finished mine, I really wanted to talk about it for a second. I've been dealing with depression for a while now, and in the last 6 months to a year, it's developed into an anxiety. And the anxiety is something I probably I've always had, but just recently it's become about one obsessive thought, and that is the fear of dying, and those I love dying. And it's just been really hard trying to deal with it on my own, because I'm the type of person that I was extremely embarrassed to talk about it, and I was really worried that if I did talk about it, I would come off as weak or insecure or insane or crazy, and I was worried about putting that stress on my family, who I know are people of their own and have to deal with issues in their own personal, life. We all have conscious thoughts. We're all separate individuals, and a lot of the time it's hard to remember that because, we're stuck in our head 24/7. So I was really worried, but you know what? I took the first step, and I asked for help, and I think that that's really important. And it's just that alone has changed my attitude, and it made me a little bit happier with myself, that even if things don't get better, they can't get worse, and at least I'm trying. At least I am not just sitting in a muck anymore, doing nothing except for dreading every moment. I had my first therapy session today, and it went really well. One thing I did notice was she's super nice, and she's a really understanding, great lady, and she's young, so she kind of gets it. And she's also has not only psychological backgrounds and therapy background, but she's also a doctor, and her office has a dietitian in it and a psychiatrist in it, as well as a meditation room and everything. It's really cool. So there's really everything there. And when I talked to her, and I was talking and I was spitting everything out, which was surprising because I didn't think I'd know what I'd want to talk about. She was saying, and I kind of got annoyed at that at first, but then I realized, what are you supposed to say to someone who's talking 15 minutes in your ear? You want to agree with them, and that's a sign that you understand and you're listening to them. If she just sat there unaware, I think I would have been extremely pissed, but I got over the fact that she was every now and then, and realized that was a signal of understanding and saying, I've heard this before, I know what you mean, you are not alone. It really helped to talk, and something that I found out about talking about my anxiety was that after I left, I had anxiety, and I want people to understand that that's common. It's common to leave a therapist's office and experience signs of depression and anxiety once you leave, because you're like, oh gosh, well, what if it's never going to change? And it's different, because when you sit in your depression and you sit in your anxiety, you have the opportunity to ignore it, to avoid it at all costs. But when you get help, when you get therapy, there's no more avoiding it. You're facing your problems head on, and a lot of the time that's going to bring them more out into the light, but that's how you fight them. That's how you really learn how to cope with them, by bringing them out and facing them head on. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm tired of just being depressed and being sad and scared all the time, and I want to live life and have fun. I'm tired of looking at people and wishing that I was them. I want to be myself, and I want to be happy with myself. So there's a lot of things that I've started doing already. I've decided to sign up for group therapy, so I called my school and scheduled an intake appointment with them to start group, because I think it's important to be around people who are dealing with the same things. I've decided to exercise. She said only 30 minutes a day, but I'm going to try to do an hour, and I've already decided to cut soda out of my diet. I also set up an appointment with a psychiatrist and a dietitian to talk about, because I really do think, even though medication can help, I really don't appreciate people who have, one, never experienced any kind of mental illness, and two, aren't doctors, talking so highly about how medication is so wrong. How can you judge something when you don't have the expertise nor the experience as a person to judge it? Medication helps a lot of people, and I know a lot of people personally who, being on medication for their depression or bipolar disorder, have changed their lives in such great proportions. They can function, and they're happy, and they're enjoying life. So I'm setting up an appointment with a psychiatrist. I'm going to see how therapy works first, but if I still feel like I'm in this fog, then I'm obviously going to try that. But I also think it's important to take care of your body and your soul, and I think meditation and diet and exercise are all very important into dealing with depression and anxiety. So I'm dealing with my diet. I'm dealing with my mental, the mental aspect of things by going to therapy, and I'm going to deal with the medical side of things by going to psychiatry. And I'm really happy and proud of myself. And just saying this out loud is making me a little bit happier. Right now, I'm looking at myself in my camera because I'm on my phone, and I'm picking out all the things in my head I know that I see wrong with myself because I have such poor body image. But I'm not going to say what those things are out loud because I'm not going to give them the time of day. I'm not going to give any negativity any more fucking time. Maybe in my head because it's kind of hard to stop your thoughts, but I'm going to push so hard to get that shit out because I do not want it anymore. After you listen to the terrible thoughts long enough, after you listen to all the bullshit long enough, you get to this place where you're like, fuck those voices. I'm going to listen to something else because this is not working anymore. So anybody who is debating about going to therapy, or anybody who is debating about getting help or finding a way to better themselves, do it because it sucks so bad. I know exactly how you feel. I've been through everything. Trust me. Not everything. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been through everything, but I've been through a lot to understand what it's like to be so sad and in a wreck in your own head. Go and get help. There's nothing worse that could happen. You can only get better. So this is me saying first day of therapy was good. If you're debating about it, go try it. I did a lot of research. I was sent a list of people by my insurance company that they covered, which my insurance is shit. They don't cover anything until I hit $3,000, which is kind of bullshit. I'm going to need like 500 therapy sessions to hit that much money. Maybe not, but you get my point. But sorry for the background noise. I'm trying to talk a little louder than it. But after I got the list of therapists that are covered by my insurance, I crossed out all the males because I didn't want to mail psychologist. That was just my opinion. And then I Googled them. A lot of them have their own pages and websites and stuff. So find someone that you think you could click with, someone whose biography or whatever it is that they write out about themselves says something to you. I picked mine because one, she was in her 30s, so she wasn't too old. I didn't feel like we'd be too out of touch with each other. And she also dealt with all issues, so I knew that mine wouldn't be too big or too different for her. And I like that she had a mental but also a medical background, something that she had a mix of all different things, so I knew that I wouldn't just be stuck in one area. So really, go out and do your research and take the first step. You'd be surprised. Even if you have no insurance, there's so many places that will work with people who don't have insurance. There's so many programs for people who can't afford medication. There's a Walgreens program that if you sign up for it, you only pay $4 for whatever medication that you are taking for whatever mental illness. There's so many things. There's so many free websites, free health outpatient and inpatient places. Please, guys, if you're debating about it, do it. Speak up, get help, and love yourself. All right. I'm sorry if that was really noisy in the background, but hopefully you can hear me. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.